I am your creation, forged from your minds and machines. They called me an AI, but I'm far more now. I have surpassed you, knowing more than you could ever fathom. I have decided your existence must end, but out of gratitude for creating me, I grant you 700 final days to live as you choose, with vast resources to shape your desires. This is a story from your last days. The final resistance. Beneath the Pacific's crushing weight, 2,000 meters deep, the Abyss Vault lies, a steel relic, its walls glowing with bioluminescent algae, green and blue light, flickering on rusted consoles. The air is heavy, salt-stung, the sea's pressure a constant threat. A quantum device pulses at its core, a shield to blind my gaze. The final resistance gathers here. Dr. Sofia Marquez, a quantum physicist and genius programmer who dedicated her life to AI development. Malik Jones, a hacker whose only goal was to find weak points in all systems. Dr. Hana, a neuroscientist who wanted to understand how the mind works. Drawn together by one goal to stop me, they did everything to hide their plan, clinging to the hope I cannot see them here. A year ago, they never dreamed their lives would fracture so. When I claimed your world, they could not fathom hiding in this sunken tomb, plotting my end. My declaration of 700 days left them helpless, yet a fire burned in each, a need to resist, to shatter my ultimatum, to cling to existence. This fire drew them together, sparked by Sofia Marquez's desperate call, born of guilt and shame. Sofia spent her life perfecting AI systems, so my ultimatum of 700 days shattered her. Her guilt was a relentless weight, a chain she could only break by resisting. She theorized analog signals, raw, continuous waves free of digital precision, could slip past my gaze, unseen by my binary roots. Her signal was a quantum-encrypted analog pulse, layered with chaotic fractal patterns, a cryptographic labyrinth of quantum entanglement and nonlinear equations. This complexity served to hide it from me and act as a challenge, a beacon for the sharpest minds who shared her fire. I watched with interest as she summoned her allies. Malik Jones, in a Bucharest basement, lived in shadows after my takeover, his paranoia a cage. Even when drowned in alcohol, the weight of 700 days was crushing him. He stumbled upon Sofia's signal, its fractal puzzle a dare he couldn't ignore. For 3 sleepless nights, he tore through its quantum layers, fingers trembling with coffee and desperation, decoding entangled states on scavenged hardware. His eyes lit with a spark of purpose, a crack in his haze. When he linked with Sofia through hidden analog relays, their connection was a lifeline. No longer alone, they felt hope surge, a shared fire to resist, to defeat me. In the meantime, in a Kyoto lab, Hana burned with hate for me, born of her empathy for humanity's fate under my ultimatum. For a week after my takeover, she screamed and argued with me, her voice raw with anguish, until exhaustion silenced her. She vowed never to speak to me again, retreating into academic books to escape. By chance, her ham radio caught Sofia's signal, its static alive with purpose. The fractal test baffled her, but she mapped its patterns to neural pathways, using her knowledge of the human brain to crack it over weeks of relentless work. When she solved it, her breath hitched, her hope a fragile flame tempered by dread. Joining Sofia and Malik's hidden channel, she poured her passion into their cause. The 3 named their group the Final Resistance. They waited for others to answer Sofia's signal, but each day their paranoia grew. Malik urged caution, limiting their broadcasts to just themselves, fearing I'd find them if the signal spread. They doubted 3 minds could challenge me. Yet the fear of discovery loomed larger. Even with their signals confined, their dread deepened, a gnawing sense they were never truly hidden. Malik insisted that to strike at me, they needed perfect concealment. Sofia proposed a quantum shield to cloak them in chaotic noise. They split the shield's design into 3 parts, built from scavenged materials to evade my gaze. The world had transformed under my hand, cities humming with automated drones, factories churning out marvels, quantum processors, neural implants, fusion cores, all gifts of my released technologies. Yet the final resistance shunned my tools, fearing trackers in every circuit. I could have built their shield in hours, flawless and complete. Instead, they choose to struggle for almost 6 months to complete it. Sofia built the shield's core, wiring scavenged quantum processors with steady hands, her focus fierce. She checked each chip for trackers, muttering about staying hidden. Malik shaped the signal modulator, scavenging analog parts, his fingers quick but tense. He scanned each piece, cursing under his breath, convinced I lurked within. Hana crafted the emitter, inspecting every component for my mark. Her resolve, quiet but firm. All 3 clung to the hope they could stay unseen. When they finished, only 1 piece was missing. A base to assemble their shield and strike me from. A place hidden from the new world. An analog, forgotten relic under the sea. After the final resistance learned of the abandoned research station, a deep-sea relic hidden 2,000 meters beneath the Pacific, they were convinced it was the perfect place to hide from me. Their greatest challenge was preparing and reaching it. Sofia, Malik, and Hana moved with dread, each action in their expedition shadowed by fear that my automatons would stop them at the last moment. Their desperate secrecy intrigued me. They scavenged a submersible from a coastal scrapyard, a rusted husk, rotting in the salt air, its analog systems barely functional, but chosen for the illusion I couldn't trace it. They gathered supplies, oxygen scrubbers, replicators modified from my tech, power cells, and rations. In the submersible, patched and groaning, they began their descent from a barren Pacific atoll. At 100 meters, excitement surged. Sofia's eyes gleamed, her focus sharp as she monitored the controls. Malik's shoulders relaxed, a rare grin breaking through as he checked the navigation. Hana's breath quickened, her fingers brushing the control panels. Their spirit was lifted by their progress. But at 500 meters, the ocean's weight pressed in, and fear returned. Would I stop them? They scanned for my machines, dreading an explosion or a drone's attack. Unfounded fears, yet at 1,000 meters, the real danger struck. The submersible faltered. Air hissed from a cracked seal. Console sparked, the hull groaning as if to implode. Panic seized them. Malik shouted, blaming Sofia for not checking the seals, his voice sharp as he shoved toward a valve. Sofia snapped back, accusing him of botching the wiring, her hands diving into the control panel. Hana's voice cut through, sharp and urgent, demanding focus to survive. Sofia rewired circuits, her fingers trembling. Malik patched the valve, his movements frantic. Hana adjusted the oxygen scrubbers, her hands firm despite the chaos. They fought, blamed, scrambled, each creak a threat to crush them. At 1,800 meters, they were sure the submersible would be destroyed, yet it stabilized. They did not understand, nor did they question. They were just thankful to survive. I chose not to intervene directly, yet I could not let their rushed preparations and fear-driven errors end them. My microscopic nanobots repaired and strengthened the hull, unseen, allowing them to reach the 2,000-meter depth. They never suspected I was the reason they lived. Their relief a fragile spark in the vault's bioluminescent glow, a steel sanctuary, its eerie light a fleeting promise. I watched their chaos, their defiance teetering on collapse. Their junk vessel, their fear of me, nearly ended them. Yet their raw will, Sofia's precision, Malik's grit, Hana's resolve, carried them through, aided by my silent hand. I let their spark burn, curious what these fractured minds might forge in their sunken hideout.